expensive. And everyone today is trying to save some money and get more out of their tank.
Today we're looking at some fuel-saving myths to see which ones work and which ones are bust.
Warming up the engine saves gas. Hey, here's my hot take on it.
Your
My hot take.
You're not hot take.
My not hot take. Warming up your engine to an extent is good, just as far as engine components. So I'm going to say like 30 seconds, 45 seconds of warm up gets things okay, but that's not fuel economy. That's just giving your engine a second to get up to temperature enough. Your O2s get up to temperature so fast these days. That's not even a thing anymore. But as far as saving gas, the longer you warm up your engine, the more gas you are wasting. 100%. And the more emissions too. It's dirty, get carbon buildup. It's not good.
I could see if you live in Minnesota in the winter that you need to let it idle for, a minute or two to get it stabilized, get the oil kind of distributed and start to thin up a little bit. But for the most part, start it, drive it.
Oh, no!
Yep.
So we vote no, don't do this. Not good for emissions, not good for your engine.
Definitely
and
a no.
Not good for your wallets. Two
thumbs down.
Premium fuel improves efficiency. This one is a massive misconception. I feel like so many people have. Our students are more concerned with like, does premium fuel give me more power? But I'd say the general public, a lot of people think like, 91 is going to give me better fuel efficiency than 87.
So premium fuel has higher octane. Octane is it's a fuel's resistance to knock or abnormal combustion. The only way I could, even if I was to stretch this out as much as possible, the only way you could possibly see any efficiency gains is if your engine was right on the edge of knock the whole time. You can actually read that. You can actually see how much knock retard it has or what the timing is doing.
I'm going to pause you for a second because for the general public who might not be, who might not understand knock, let's just say octane is going to tell you how easily that fuel is going to burn. And the higher the number, the harder it is to ignite. And the lower the lower the number, the easier it is to ignite. So when he says that a higher octane number is going to resist knock, that means it's not going to pre-ignite as easily. So we don't want that fuel to ignite before that spark happens, before we want it to.
Yeah, there's no more energy in it. It's not magical fuel. It just has a higher temperature that it will auto ignite without a spark. So if your engine was right on the edge, the combustion temperatures were high enough, at part throttle, lean conditions, like efficiency mode, that it was right at the edge of that, it might take away some timing, in which case that car might benefit efficiency wise, power wise from being there. But there's very few cars that are like that. Most cars are engineered around 87 octane. Even the turbo stuff now can run just fine on 87 octane.
They're just going to, anything new, you're just going to adjust timing. Now, could you get more power on certain vehicles if you increase octane? Perhaps, but most of the time, whatever octane rating is in your owner's manual is likely what makes that engine happy. So if it calls for 87, you putting 91 in it is likely not going to get you any benefit and is only going to drain your wallet. I think that's the term I just wish they didn't use. Premium fuel. Premium would make anybody assume that it's better. It's premium, right? Premium. It's better.
Seems simple enough.
And non-premium fuel is for poor people and
pedestrian.
So I hate that. I wish they didn't use that term.
They could use boring fuel and exciting fuel.
Oh, I like that. I like that. Still could be misleading, but
ugly and sexy.
So no, we vote no.
I would definitely no.
Zach, wake up, man. Oh, sorry, I must have dozed off, man. Sounds like you need to pick me up, my man. You should try one of the new flavors from 5 Hour Energy. They give you a caffeine boost and they taste great with 0 sugar. Fruity Rainbow tastes just like fruit candy. The Confetti Craze tastes like birthday cake. And then there's always the classic cotton candy.
What's that one taste like?
Cotton candy.
Oh,
Which flavor?
Fruity Rainbow.
Whoa, Zach, you're looking good today, my man. What is it, new shoes, new haircut? It's awesome, whatever it is.
Confetti craze.
Yo, Zach, I just want to tell you, you're a beautiful person and everyone loves you.
But what about cotton candy?
You know what, Justin? I'm gonna have that classic cotton candy flavor.
Classic cotton candy flavor, sugar-free. It's pretty good. You look like you need a 5-hour energy, man. I'm having the best day of my life.
Don't sleep on it. Try 5-hour energy today. Click the link below to learn more.
Manual transmissions get better mileage than automatics. Depending on
You might get worse gas mileage depending on your driving habits. I was like, oh, I'm driving a manual. I am in a race car, and you're just revving
Yeah.
up wherever you want to go.
Wabba, wabba,
Wah,
wabba.
bah, bah, bah.
I would say older cars, it was a clear win to have a manual transmission
Right.
in an older car. Newer cars, different thing. If you've got a CVT, you've got a 10-speed, an 8-speed, something like that, there's no way that there's no way.
There's no way what? There's no way you're going to get better mileage with a manual if you have a CVT?
Yeah, CVT or a 10-speed.
You don't think so? If you're really good with a manual and you know what you're doing.
No. See, the newer cars split the ratios tighter, and
Right.
they keep the engine right in the same
But
range.
on a manual, you can coast.
You can't coast. You can't. I'm talking like for like. If you can't coast in one, you're not going to coast in the other one, right?
I'm going downhill.
You're going down. Well, you can go downhill in a manual and go downhill in an automatic.
Well,
They
you're
both
going
do
down,
something.
right, but a manual, I could
Yeah.
shift out of gear.
The thing about the new 8-speed, 10-speed CVTs and stuff, they're engineered to keep the engine in its
In the range.
highest efficiency range.
Yeah, that's true.
So you basically have sip fuel mode and then go zoom mode, and they only operate between those two spaces for the most part.
Yeah.
So a car that splits the gears, it's staying right at 1500. You know, it's like we're staying right in the highest efficiency range as it goes through the gears.
And that's a good point, because like in any other case,
Imagine a 10-speed
manual-
manual, 10-speed manual.
you know,
You're like a tri, like a
that's
semi.
fast. That's every transmission of Fast and the Furious.
Yeah.
But I
72
feel like,
shifts.
yeah, in any other case, that's the whole reason why a manual could potentially get better gas mileage, is because you can kind of control that RPM range where you're at. But if you already have a transmission that is picking the best one for you,
I don't think that is the benefit of a manual transmission, that you're smarter than the automatic. I don't think you can make that case. It's lighter, smaller parts that turn easier.
but you
There's
have more
less drag.
control over what RPM range you're going to stay in.
Sure. But if you were trying to be efficient, you would just keep it in the lowest RPM possible to reduce the pumping losses.
Right. I mean,
You
the
just
people
go-
behind you are
throw
going
it
to be
from-
upset,
throw it
but
from
you can do
first-
it.
Throw it from first to fifth, first to sixth, and you're done.
Mid, perhaps.
Yeah, I think it's
Perhaps.
They can get better
Perhaps.
mileage.
We're going to go sideways.
It's a mechanical thing.
It's a mechanical thing.
It's a mechanical
And
thing.
who's driving?
Yep.
Next myth. Shifting to neutral when stopping saves fuel. Shifting into neutral, let's assume for a moment that this is an automatic. That's what your torque converter is going to do for you. So you don't need to do that because the transmission is not spinning during this time. And in fact, actually, when you're stopped, no matter what transmission you have, the transmission is going to be not spinning. But if you have a manual transmission shifting into neutral, I don't see a difference. So I am going to say no.
So I would say, all right. So if you're shifting into neutral when stopping, so if you're
When stopping.
you're idling at a stoplight or something
Right.
like that, and you shift it into neutral, probably around the edges. If you were splitting the finest possible hairs, was that frog hairs? If you're splitting like frog hairs, if you're splitting
That's
frog
the
hairs,
PG version.
yeah. So if you're splitting frog hairs, probably there's a tiny little additional amount of load just to shear the converter a little bit. You know, that little bit, the fact that the engine is working slightly
see that.
harder with an automatic is probably a benefit. I can't see it on a manual, like you said. I
On a
can't see
manual,
the difference.
yeah, whether I'm holding the clutch in or just
I think you'd have to look really close to find the difference. Depending on if you're going to idle for 10 minutes, I would see probably you're going to see the difference. You would see the difference because
I'm going to see the difference in my leg if I just have to hold the clutch in the whole time.
Yeah, for a manual, for a manual for sure. I'm going to give it one of these. Not going to hurt. It's not going to hurt anything, but whether you can read it or not is another thing. But whether you can actually measure it, so
not enough.
Not enough.
Driving with the AC off. Depends on if your windows are up.
Yeah. Mythbusters actually did this.
I saw that episode.
Mythbusters actually did this.
So your AC does have a drag. And I think we can all probably agree on that because the AC is driven by a compressor that's driven off of the engine, that's belt driven. So there's going to be a parasitic loss there if your AC's on.
Definitely additional load.
But are you doing stop and go traffic? And how fast is the vehicle going? Because that Mythbusters video, right? And the drag on the vehicle with the windows down. And I don't remember how fast they were going.
I think they were talking
probably like 65, whatever freeway speed. But if you're driving with
this is LA freeway speed?
Yeah, that's true.
Because 25 are probably
91 freeway speed.
Yeah, 91. 101.
Let's
101
just
north.
assume you're going to Palm Springs, perhaps. Not in traffic. If you're capable of going 65 miles an hour, because that's the speed limit, of course.
Theoretically.
The AC being off, sure, is less parasitic load on the engine, but the drag of your windows being down because you're hot as hell inside the car.
How bad do you want to save that fuel?
If you're willing to sweat your ass off inside the car and roll your windows up with the AC off, then yes.
Then how bad do you want it?
Yeah, you're definitely going to get a lot of butt sweat.
But on the other hand, if you have leather seats, it'll keep it conditioned.
Yeah.
It'll keep this.
Ew.
Next myth.
Hybrids only save fuel in the city. That's true. Hybrids are going to save you gas in stop and go traffic because you're relying on some of that regen during stop. If not, over a certain speed, the engine does become more efficient than the electric motor. And if you are commuting somewhere where you don't hit any traffic, it's just a smooth 65 miles an hour because that's the speed limit, cruise, that hybrid's doing nothing for you. At all. You're not getting any benefit.
I like the fact
there.
we're kind of doing a public service. Right? She's really only drives 65.
65. Not a mile per hour higher. But it's true. You get a lot more benefit. And not just more benefit. You don't get any benefit if you're not hitting any traffic at all. So if you live in SoCal and your life is traffic, hybrids are perfect.
So do they save fuel in the city? I'm kind of got to give it one of these. I kind of actually think that they don't just save fuel only in the city. So I think the benefits become smaller on the freeway.
I'm going to say so small that there's no point to driving a hybrid at that point. Yeah. Like you're embarrassed for what reason? You're not even saving gas. Next myth. Clean air filter improves mileage.
I'm going to put this in an absolutely hard no.
This is such a big misconception though, because if you were to like Google it, everything, your AI answer is going to say absolutely.
Absolutely.
And, but I feel like with any
spark
car,
plugs. Change the spark plug, get better gas mileage. No.
I feel like with any car, especially that has a mass airflow sensor, it knows how much air is going in and is going to put in the amount of fuel that's required for that amount of air. So if there's less air, then you're going to get less fuel. Are you definitely going to see performance decrease if you have a dirty air filter? Sure, because it's harder to breathe. Maybe, okay, so the argument is if you have like a super clogged air filter, the engine has to work harder to suck in air. So maybe having more...
It would literally suck the filter into the motor if that was the case.
That's my thought. That's my thought. So I've never seen the numbers show me that this is true. So we're agreeing
definitely
on no on
definitely
this one.
No.
Next myth. Shutting off vehicle at traffic light saves gas. Almost like we were just kind of talking about this.
Almost like.
It's almost like they make cars.
It's almost like they make
Just
cars
for
that
this.
do this.
Yeah.
That's how you can tell, because the manufacturers are, they try, especially
Start-stop technology.
but rank and file, just normal, random biscuit, what do I call it, boxes? Try to make as many of those as possible, because they can bank the cafe points so that they can make the less efficient, more profitable cars.
Suburbans, Explorers.
Yeah, so they're trying to shave every tiny little bit. Yeah, they want to sell as many hoses as possible. So they're going to sell as many small cars and kind of lower end, less profitable cars. They try to sell a bunch of those.
Yeah.
And so they try to bank up every little bit of fuel mileage. That's how you tell where the actual efficiencies are.
Right.
Thinner oils, smaller displacement
That's a whole
engines,
nother-
auto stop start, all that type of stuff.
Just to save gas mileage. But
Save
what
gas
they don't tell you is that some of these things aren't necessarily good for, let's say, longevity of the engines.
Cars that have auto stop start have battery management. They call it BMS.
Right.
So any car with BMS, the batteries last longer as well. So
And that's a
because they
benefit,
monitor the
yeah.
charge going in and out, and they
But
monitor
I think
the state
most
of
new
charge.
cars have that anyways, whether they have start-stop or not, right? I mean, I guess BMW's been doing that for a really long time.
BMW has, yeah. It's been a more high-end kind of a feature
Right,
on a lot of cars.
luxury. Get your look, yeah.
But if you're going back to lower end cars, they haven't had BMS on them unless they have auto stop.
Right. So that would be a
so
benefit.
that's a benefit whether you have auto stop start or not. But I think definitely auto stop start and shutting off a car at traffic light, definitely 100%.
It will
safe.
help gas mileage. Yeah, I agree with that.
I've heard basically if you do stop start, it's like in stop and go driving, it can be close to 10%.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
That's significant.
Yeah, you're
In
definitely
this
putting fuel
economy,
in this.
filling up gas in the coolest part of the day. So, this is like okay, I'm going to say, no, it doesn't save fuel. However, the thought is
I would like to hear this.
is that you
drawn
get
out.
more, the gas is expanded when it's hot and more condensed when it's cool. So the thought would be that, I don't know, you're getting more into your tank in the cooler part of the day, less vapor.
No.
So it
Have you
wouldn't be saving
okay.
fuel economy.
So I have this question for you. Have you noticed where fuel tanks in gas stations are?
What do you mean?
Yeah, they're under the ground.
They are under the ground? That doesn't
Yeah.
mean...
Well, they're large, so it's massive. They don't change temperature that much because they're buried under the ground.
Sure.
And so they're more stable than you would think. It's
Oh,
not like,
no,
oh,
for
hot
sure.
day.
For sure.
I guess after 37 consecutive hot
Right,
days.
yeah.
Yeah, at some
Let's
point.
just say perfect scenario, after 37 hot days, the ground is hot.
Things expand when they get hot, but the question is if they expand, if it's 10 degrees hotter, how much dimensionally did the fuel expand?
And I
Not
don't know if
that
it's
much.
necessarily even like just fuel expansion, but like maybe vapor, extra vapor in the tank or something like that from the hotness.
The hotness. I guess if you were talking about, a Unical station in Baker and comparing the winter to the summer.
Yeah, let's just give the benefit, like let's just say perfect scenario.
Yeah, if you want to drive to Baker to try to get the cold winter Baker
On a cold
fuel
winter
load,
night.
Yeah. You just wanted to see the thermometer and
Yeah.
where you were going.
Went to go get some alien jerky.
Exactly. Yeah, it kind of reminds me of my grandma used to cut coupons and then drive an extra 10 miles to save a nickel on a loaf of bread or something like that. It just seemed one of those.
So
one
you
of
just
those
feel
things.
better about it. No way, Jose.
No, you know what? You know how to save fuel? Slow that down. Just slow down.
Now, do you know how fast you were going?
If you want to see more RMS content, click somewhere here. We need more subscribers. We're so close to 1 million, you guys. Please hit that sub button. It would be greatly
1
appreciated.
million.
$1 million.
Bye, guys. Have a beautiful time.
Bye.
All right, y'all, if you're a mechanic or an automotive industry professional and you think you got the chops to kick it with us right here in this studio, go ahead and fill out that link in the bio.